the sign. Clements behind the plate. Here's the pitch, going to be outside. Clements does try to frame it, but the umpire is not falling for that one. It'll be a ball. Here's the pitch. And that one catches the outside corner for a strike. And Lukenbach goes down as the first out of the inning. So 1 on and 1 out for All Saints. And that'll put Stein in the batter's box. Pitch over. Making sure that Jackson stays at first. Chesley takes a look and brings it home. On the outside corner for a strike. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. And that's 2 strikes now. And 0-2 the count. Jackson still on first. 1 away. Chesley with the pitch. And the runner goes. And the throw is not in time. A little offline and short. So Jackson steals. And the Trojans have a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. And he'll swing at that one. And strike 3 for out number 2. So Paul Sicoli, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, but Sicoli will be next. Here's the pitch. Good movement on that. It goes right across the plate for a strike. Jackson leads off second, gets looked at, and Chesley brings it home. And that's on the outside corner for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Runner on second and 2 outs here in the top of the first. And here's the pitch. Tries to catch that outside corner again, but no go for a ball. Looks in again. Chesley with the pitch. And the runner goes as Jackson quietly steals third and gets closer to a run. He kind of snuck over there. I didn't even see him until he was halfway there. Nobody contested that, so good job by Jackson. Here's the throw. And a good hit. That one over to Witten, and Witten makes the throw to Rich, and the side is retired. So runner gets all the way to third for the Trojans, but nothing happens, and no runs get to come across. So we're through half of the first. You're watching NETsn from Bullard at Brook Hill School. We'll be right back for the second part of the first. Welcome back to Harrington Field on the campus of Brook Hill School. We're here in the bottom of the first. And the Brook Hill Guard will get their chance at the plate, as the Trojans, Ball Saints, did get a runner on all the way around the third, but could not bring him home. So we'll see how the Guard can do. Hudson Lane is on the mound for All Saints.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
So leading things off for the Guard, number 14, Jabin Moore. And we'll see what he can do against Hudson Lane. Here's the pitch. And that's in there on the outside corner for strike one. So a good pitch by Lane to get things started here in the bottom of the first. A little high, and ball one. Lane steps off, gets his composure, and he's ready to go. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back out of play. And that pitch is going to go inside. And the count's going to run even at 2. Here's the pitch from Lane. It's going to go outside. And the count runs full. Moore in the batter's box, ready to go. Lane gets his sign. And here comes the pitch. And that's going to be behind for ball 4. And Moore is going to take the stroll down to first base. And number 20, Cade Chesley, is going to step into the batter's box with nobody out and a runner on first. That's going to be low into the outside for ball 1. Moore taking a good lead over there off first. Lane out of the stretch. Checks over at Moore. And throws, catches Moore in a steal. And the throw over, not in time. So a good job by Lane. But Moore, with the Jets, gets over to second in time with the steal. Moore, good lead off second. Good pitch by Lane to the outside, but it's going to be for a ball. And 2-0 the count to Chesley. And that one on the outside corner for a strike. And that one goes right down the middle. And that's strike 2. So the count runs even at 2 for Chesley. And Lane will step off the bag. Jabin Moore kind of getting some pretty good leads over there off of second base. So Lane wanted to make sure he knew he was being watched. And Jabin Moore just stole third base, so he gets over there. And a good, solid hit into right center field. And Moore waits to see if it's going to be caught and runs on in. And the RBI single from Cade Chesley gets Brook Hill on the board first. And Dylan Malone is next up for the guard. And we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in for the pitcher, Cade Chesley. And it looks like, I believe it was Ashton Alexander, but I can't quite tell the number from here. And I think that's who it is. So Dylan Malone in the batter's box. And just a bit outside for Lane. And that'll be ball 1. Lane looks in. Checks over at first and brings it home. Hit down the first base line. So Coley's going to reach out and tag for the out. That'll put Alexander over at second. And Lex Rich will be up next. And we're going to have time on the field. I think the coach is going to appeal that, saying that the tag was not made. And we'll wait and see real quick. So they're going to have a conversation there in the middle of the field as the umpires get together and talk about that. Coach is going to say that the infield umpire didn't have the right angle to make the call there, so he made that appeal. And the call stands for the out at first. It was a good appeal by the coach, but did not go. So Lex Rich is going to step up to the plate with a runner in scoring position as Alexander is on second base. That's going to be outside for a ball. Lane looks in. Big lead by Alexander off second, but nobody's covering second. That's going to be a ball. So 2-0 the count. Lane steps off. And here's the pitch. And a high fly ball into right field. The right fielder is going to go back, make the catch. Alexander's going to tag at second, and he'll make it standing up into third. David Sims will now step in. And see what he can get going here. And that pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Here's the pitch. And he catches that corner for a strike. And that's going to be fouled off. So Sims stays alive. And here's the pitch. A little high above the numbers for a ball. And a good pitch, but a little high again. So the count evens at 2. And here's the pitch. And that's straight up the middle, going to be a base hit for Sims, and a run comes across. A good solid hit into center field as Walker gets on it and brings it in. But that'll put Sims on first base, and Andrew Sims will now be coming up. And Sims goes as Lane throws over to first, but not in time again to get him on the steal. And David Sims takes second. Lane with a good little pickoff move, but the speed of the guards, of the Brook Hill guard, just they can't catch him over there on second. So another runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch from Lane on the outside, and it bounces past Jackson, and David Sims will just make it over with ease to third base. And here's the pitch. And another good hit. It's over the head of Stein. And a base hit for Andrew Sims as David Sims comes in. And the Brook Hill lead runs to 3. Number 19, Blake Witten, steps into the batter's box now for the guard. As Andrew Sims still second. Lane looks in, brings the pitch. That's high and outside. Good job by Jackson to get that ball. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Lane brings the pitch, and that's going to be high, a little bit above the numbers. And I guess I was a little bit behind on the count, so that must have been ball 4. And now Braxton Durrett is in. Here's the pitch. That's going to bounce in front. Good stop by Jackson. But it's going to be a ball. That's going to catch the outside corner, and that's in there for a strike. Sims on second, having a little fun. Getting a good lead out there. And he'll take off and take third. That's going to be behind Durrett, and both runners will advance up a base. We still have 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And that's going to bounce in front of home plate for a ball. And it'll make it 3-1. And a swing and a miss for a strike. That'll bring a full count. So Lane's ready and brings the pitch. And that one kind of runs inside for ball 4, and that'll load the bases up. As Dallas Clements is up next. With the bases loaded and 2 outs. Top of the lineup, Jabin Moore is on deck for the Guard. Here's the pitch, and that's going to run in and hit Dallas. So he will take first as a hit by pitch, and that'll put a run across as Andrew Sims steps on home plate. And we're back at the top of the lineup as the Guard have batted around here in the bottom of the first. And Clements will come out and get a courtesy runner. He is the catcher. Tommy Hilliard, number 4, will come in and run for him. So still 2 outs. We've had 2 outs for a while here. Here's the pitch. It's going to catch the outside corner for a strike. Lane brings it, and a solid hit into left center field, and that's going to drop as Walker grabs it. 1 run comes across. So 3 runs come across for the Guard as a double hit by Moore. And now the lead is 7-0. Here in the bottom of the first as Cade Chesley now steps in with a runner on second and 2 outs. And foul tip. Chesley swinging for the fences on that one. That's going to bounce over. And the run's going to keep coming as Moore, Moore is going to steal third and keep coming around on a passed ball and make it all the way home. So the lead extends to 8. And 1-1 is now the count. That's going to bounce for ball 2. It's going to be high. Here's a pitch. And that's ball 4. As Chesley will take first. Dylan Malone will head in, but not before the coach will head out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher. We'll take a quick break while they're having a conversation. You're watching NETsn, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas for proven, trusted medical care. You have a choice. Demand Azalea.
So the talk is over, and we are back here at Harrington Field. And Dylan Malone is ready to go as he steps into the batter's box. It's 8-0 here in the bottom of the first still. 2 outs as Lane gets in the stretch, throws over, and catches Alexander with the steal, and he in there. Safe at second. Alexander goes over to third. There's the throw. It's going to be not in time. Here's a pitch. And a high hit into center field. Walker over and makes the catch to stop the bleeding. Finally, the bottom of the first is over, but not before 8 runs come across for the Brook Hill guard. So we're going to take a break while transition happens here on the field. You're watching NETsn here at Brook Hill. Go ahead and like and subscribe so you won't miss a minute of the action of Northeast Texas sports. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Harrington Field on the campus of Brook Hill. In the top of the second, Will Walker, who got the last out in the bottom of the first, is up to bat. And he watches the first one go by for a strike. The Trojans gave up 8 runs in the last inning, so they're going to try to get some of those back here in this one. And that one was off the corner for a strike. So Walker down. No balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch from Chesley. Catches that outside corner. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes equals 1 out here in the top of the second. And that'll bring Miser, number 19, to the plate as Cade Chesley brings the first pitch. A little bit behind on that, but a good swing. And that'll be fouled off towards the dugout for strike 1. And here comes the pitch. Good swing again. Just can't get around on it as quickly as he wants to. And he's down 0-2. And good movement on it, but it's a little high above the numbers. And that's ball 1. And here's the pitch. Gets on that one, but hits it backwards, but stays alive. One and 2 the count to Miser. And here's the pitch. He is not going to go away quietly. And just trying to get that timing down. And the count remains 1 and 2. Chesley at the pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 strikeouts here in the top of the second. Hunter Henson now batting for the Trojans. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That pitch is going to be inside, but Henson swings, couldn't stop that swing. He was trying to, but momentum got him carried away, and he went around for strike 2. Here's the pitch. And a good hit over, but foul ball, says the umpire, as it goes behind third base. So Henson will have to trot back and reset and try it again. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. I think that was a little bit of a throwaway pitch, seeing if he'd chase, but he didn't. Chesley with the windup, bringing in the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Trojans. And we're through 1.5 here in Brook Hill. We'll be right back. You're watching NETsn. And we're back. Lex Rich leading things off here in the bottom of the second. Here's a pitch from Lane. And that's going to be a ball. Lane sets and brings the pitch. And a high fly ball into center field as Walker takes about 4 or 5 steps to the left and gets the first out of the inning. So David Sims now stepping up. And here's the pitch. That's going to bounce over in the right-handed batter's box over there for ball 1. Pitch on the outside, but it'll be a ball. Here comes a pitch from Lane. That's down the middle for strike 1. So 2-1 the count. As Lane from the stretch and brings the pitch. That's going to be fouled out of play off to the left. And now the count evens at 2. And here's the pitch. And a good solid hit into the outfield for a base hit. And Andrew Sims makes it to first. And the Guard have a runner on base. And now in the batter's box, Andrew Sims. And he'll step in. And we'll see what the Guard do on the base running. Throw over by Lane. And David Sims steps back on first. David Sims with a big lead over there on first. And a throw over again. Just making sure he stays there. And another throw to first. And now Lane brings it home right down the middle for a strike. So a good pitch by Hudson Lane. Sims with a big lead off first. And it's a pass ball, so Sims will head over to second. As Andrew Sims has a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Inside, and it bounces off the shin guard of the catcher, and now David Sims makes it to third. And the count goes to 2-1. In there for a strike. So 2-2. Here's the pitch. And a hit foul to the left. Lane ready. Here's the pitch. And a good solid hit into center field as Walker makes the catch. David Sims comes on in on the sacrifice fly ball. And the Guard extend their lead to 9. Blake Witten will step in now with 2 down, nobody on. Witten squares around for a bunt, but pulls back just in time for ball 1. It's going to be high and outside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Outside again for ball 3. And that's ball 4. And Witten will make his way over to first, and excuse me, that'll put Braxton Durrett up next for the Guard. In the last inning, the Guard got almost all their runs with 2 outs on the board. That's going to be outside. And Witten steals second. So 1-0 the count. Lane with the pitch. Witten goes, slides in, and it's past the third baseman. Off. The throw is off. And that puts Witten with the ability to run on home and extend the Guard's lead to 10. So the base is now empty. And the count to Durrett is 2-0. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a high pop up on the infield. Cole Phillips is over to make the catch. And that's out number 3. So we've gone through 2. Brook Hill leads 10-0. You're watching NETsn here from Brook Hill at Harrington Field. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. So we're back here at Brook Hill, and the Guard have a new pitcher on the mound. Number 14, Jabin Moore, is now the thrower. So we'll see what he can do. As he will finish his warm-up tosses. So Hudson Lane will start things off here in the top of the 3rd for All Saints. And away we go. That's going to be inside for a ball. Here's a pitch. Another inside. Ball 2. And a good swing, but just couldn't connect. And strike 1. And with that, the count runs even at 2. And Lane reaches out, taps that one foul down the 3rd base line. And that's fouled back. A good hit over to Moore, but he shoots it over to Rich and gets out number 1. So we're back at the top of the lineup as Drew Jackson takes the first pitch in there for a strike. And that one bounces in. Ball 1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good cut. And strike 2. Here's the pitch. And watches that one go in there for strike 3. And that's 2 away here in the top of the 3rd. Here's a pitch. That's going to be over the head of Jackson. And that one's in there for out number 3. So the Trojans go down quickly here in the top of the 3rd. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching East Texas Baseball, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics from Brook Hill School and the Harrington Field. We'll be right back with more baseball action on NETsn.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas for proven, trusted medical care. You have a choice. Demand Azalea. We are back here at Brook Hill. And Dallas Clements is going to step up to the plate first here in the bottom of the 3rd, with the Guards still leading by 10.
Lane still on the mound and brings the pitch high for a ball. That's going to be ball 2. And that one just a little high and outside, ball 3. Inside for ball 4. So that will put Durrett Clemens, I apologize, on first base. Now Jabin Moore at the top of the lineup will step into the batter's box. Outside for a ball. Lane throws over to first, and Clemens gets back in time. Here's the pitch outside for ball 2. Now keep in mind, this is a makeup game from last week. It was rescheduled due to weather. So both of these teams actually played last night as well. Here's a pitch and a solid hit onto left field, but Peyton Hernandez is right there to make the catch and get the out. So a great job by Hernandez in left field as he was right there. And now Cade Chesley is going to step in. And there's a hit in between first and second, and a base hit. Puts runners on first and second for the Guard with one away. And Samuel Williams, making his first appearance of the ball game, steps into the batter's box. And he's going to try to get these two runners either home or closer to home. And he steps in. We'll see what he can do. So Lane in the stretch takes a look at the runners and brings it home. Swing and a miss by Williams, but the pass ball underneath the catcher Jackson advances the runners to second and third. And here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. And a good solid hit into right field as Williams gets a base hit and brings 2 runs in for the guard. And Brook Hill's lead extends to 12 now here in the bottom of the third. So Williams will come off and a courtesy runner will come out as Dylan Malone will head to first. Lex Rich now up to bat. Malone leads off one. Outside for a ball. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that gets past Jackson. And Malone trots down to second. Here's a pitch. It's inside. Gets past Jackson, and Malone will trot over to third. Two and one the count. Here comes a pitch. Inside for a ball. So 3-1 now to Lex Rich. And that's going to be a high fly ball in the infield. And Paul Sicoli with the catch and the out, and that's going to be 2 down. Ben Bratz making his first at bat. And it's going to be right about chin level for a ball. Two out, 1 on. And Bratz fouls it straight back into the net for a strike. And that's going to be outside for ball 2. So 2-1 now the count for Bratz. Excuse me, as Malone still down there at third, looking to make his way to that plate at home. Here's the pitch from Lane. Swing and a miss for a strike. He was the count of 2 for Bratz. He was swinging for the fence on that one, but couldn't make a connection. Lane in the stretch and ready to bring the pitch. That's going to come inside and hit him. He made a connection that time, just unfortunately it was with his back, so he'll head over to first base. So runners now at the corners. Number 25, Calby Courtney, will make his first at-bat of the game. Looks down at the coach and the third base. Gets the sign, steps in. And here's the pitch from Lane. And a hit. That's going to go to the shortstop, Stein, who's going to toss over to Phillips, who's going to make the forced tag at second. And that will end number 3. So, a couple of runs come in on this inning and extend the Brook Hill Guard lead to 12. So we head up to the 4th. We'll be right back here in Brook Hill. You're watching NETsn. Like and subscribe. And go ahead and chat with us. We have a chat room. It is open. Let us know where you're watching from. We always like to hear from our viewers. Let us know how things are going and what's going on and where you're watching from. We like to know that as well. Hey, we'll be right back here at Harrington Field on the campus of the Brook Hill School. And we're back. John Lukenbach is going to be leading things off here. And swing and a miss, as Ben Bratz is the new pitcher on the mound for the Guard. And that's strike number 1. Another swing and a miss. And we don't want you to miss, go ahead and like and subscribe. We don't want to miss what's coming up this weekend, as we have a weekend full of baseball. We're off tomorrow night, but Friday I'll be heading to Lindale, where Lindale is hosting Chapel Hill for some baseball action. There's a swing and a miss on that for strike 3. And then I'll be heading to Brownsboro on Saturday, as Brook Hill heads there to take on the Brownsboro Bears for baseball on Saturday at noon. So a lot of good baseball coming up over the next few days. And if you like and subscribe, you won't miss it. A good hit over to third base. And they get it over in time to Courtney, who makes the catch for out number 1. Excuse me, out number 2. I apologize. Paul Sicoli is next up for the Trojans. swing. And foul tip that one. I kind of heard it from up here. And that one's in there for a strike. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball one. Here's the pitch. And another outside for a ball. Brock gets set. And here comes the pitch. And a good hit. Once again over to third. Shoots it over. And Courtney with the catch. And out number 3. So the Trojans go down quickly. And we're through 3.5 here in Brook Hill. We'll be right back. You're watching NETsn. And we're back at Harrington Field on the campus of Brook Hill School for the bottom of the 4th, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. And that is the first pitch by the new pitcher for the All Saints, number 2, Cole Phillips. And that was in there for a ball. Blake Witten in the batter's box for the guard. Outside for ball 2. So the score is 12-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. And that one bounces off of home plate and kind of flies off to the left. And Witten ahead in the count. 3 balls to no strikes. Phillips brings the pitch. And that's going to hit Witten in the hamstring area, looks like. And he'll just roll on down to first. And then Braxton Durrett will take his place in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. High. Ball 1. And that's going to be a hit. High fly ball into center field. Will Walker made quite a few plays out there in center field, not letting anything past him, and makes the catch for out number 1. Ben Krutzinger stepping in the batter's box for the Guard. Here's the pitch. That's going to go over his head for a ball. And another high hit over into right field. And Cole Phillips gets out into that's the shortstop, Cole Phillips, runs out into the outfield, deep into right field almost, and makes the catch for out number 2. Now at the top of the lineup, Jabin Moore will step in. And Blake Witten still over there at first. Hadn't moved really. And a good pitch. Catches the outside corner, says the umpire, for strike 1. And that's going to hit Moore in the back. And that'll put 2 runners on base for Cade Chesley to step in. Dylan Malone on deck with 2 on and 2 out. A little conversation between catcher and pitcher on the mound. And here's the pitch. That's going to be low for a ball. Inside, gets past Jackson, and both runners will advance to the next base. Here comes the pitch. Outside. (3-0) now the count to Chesley. Phillips looks in and brings the pitch. And catches that corner for strike. And he swings at that one and just misses it. And that puts the count full for Chesley. So 2 out, 2 on, and 3-2 the count. And that's going to be outside, and ball 4 to load the bases. And with the bases loaded and 2 outs, that'll bring Dylan Malone to the plate and see what he can do. He's not been successful. So we'll see what he can do with this one. And a solid hit into left field, and home run. Dylan Malone hits it right over the fence, over the 385, or excuse me, 325 number. It's a little blurry for me. 325 in the left field corner for a home run and a grand slam at that. Fantastic hit by Dylan Malone. And with that hit, that will end the ball game with a walk-off grand slam for the Brook Hill guard and Dylan Malone. So he ends it all with that one swing. And that'll end us here at Brook Hill for this game. A fantastic finish for the Brook Hill faithful here. We want to thank you for watching today's game. It was brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. And a fantastic finish for a baseball game. What a way to finish any kind of game here at Harrington Field. I know they loved that here. So again, we want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, Friday, I'll be in Lindale as the Lindale Eagles host the Chapel Hill Bulldogs in baseball action. And then Saturday, I'll be doing Brook Hill game again as Brook Hill and Brownsboro will play each other. Brook Hill heads as Brownsboro hosts Brook Hill. I'll be there around 12 o'clock is game time. Go ahead and like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. That way you won't miss a minute of the action. So for now, we're done. That'll be all for us here. I'm Keith Whitman for NETsn. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Okay.